Welcome back to the channel. These things catching a lot of the limelight right now, and for good reason. You're going to see them played out on the tour by a certain type of player, and you're definitely going to see them played at your local course by someone who maybe struggles with driver. If that is you, be sure to hit subscribe, because this video is going to help you along with some others that you'll find deep in the channel. It's the brand new Taylormade BRNR Mini Driver. This thing came out a year ago. It's sold out very quickly. Taylormade have got back on it. They've brought out the same model again, but now it's a makeup of titanium, carbon and steel you're going to have in here to create the brand new Mini Driver for 2024. Just look straight out the gate at the lines on the top, the contrast between the throwback 90s copper into the carbon on the crown. It's got the old school T-bug on there. As I've told you guys before, notice how it's aligned slightly towards the heel. Why would that be? Because when you set this thing down into the setup, you want your eye line to appear like that aligns straight up with that classic T-bug marking in the face. This is going to be twist face, so if you catch it out the toe, then it's going to come back for you. Same for the heel. The face actually twists and the roll and bulge, a little different to the classic roll and bulge, but now you have it curving away more here and curving away more here. As I flip it up, K-sole. Talked about it before. You might be like, what are you talking about, K-sole? What does that mean? Let's get down here into some of the rough. So as you dive here into the rough, where this is going to be a little different from your traditional driver that you wouldn't be able to use out of this, or you might if you're an absolute gamesman, but this K-sole that comes through here, here, back up here and here, it's loosely a K, but it's a K. If you put that down now into the ground, those contours are going to push away, and we'll give ourselves even a worse lie. They're going to push away any of the grass around here, get that acorn out the way. They're going to push away any of the grass and help the club get through. So this one I have right here is the 13.5. It also comes in 11.5. I've got it set in standard for the moment, and just to demonstrate, this is a regular flex, so it may come out a bit poppy, but we'll see what we can do. And there's the flight you're going to get. Now that was a little spinny, but look, it's a regular flex in the UST Pro Force, so that's even a throwback 65, done in the copper and the black with the T-bug, and that came out hair spinny because of the shaft maybe and the strike. But the bottom line is, you can change that. You can change, and let's take a look at this together, the loft sleeve. So if you're a 13.5 player, you can pull that club apart. You then have a 2-degree sleeve that's going to come with this. Standard, lower, higher, or the upright side. If you're someone who misses to the right and you're the right-handed golfer, chuck it on the upright, because that's going to bring the blade closer to your nose, bring the start line a little further left. Let's move this 2 degrees lower. So our 13.5 goes all the way to 11.5. If you've got a 3-wood shaft that you want to put in there, that is the length of this. Here's my 3-wood shaft, my 3-wood. Compare the lengths, you go back to back. I see people measure golf clubs incorrectly all the time. They go like this, they go like this. No, back to back, bang, bang. There you go, 1/8 of a difference. And for those of you with a keen eye, how good's this from Taylormade? The Victory Golf Pride, old school with the copper. I mean, there's been no stone left unturned. So we're now a little stronger in the loft. Those of you who follow the channel know that this blade now goes open a bit more with less loft on it. See how this one comes out of the rough again. It's a large head as well. Put it next to your 3-wood and take a look at that. But K-sole going down there, contrasting leading edge, looks beautiful. And even that wasn't hit amazingly crisp out of the rough, that's an 11.5 degree driver, and notice how it just cuts through. So same again. Just cutting through. Getting a little hook on them, but again, I touched on that because the shaft isn't quite for me. But the club doesn't stop there. And why do I think this is going to be played on the tour? You're going to go some long golf courses for the rest of this season as a PGA Tour player. They're going to be some beasts in the major championships. If you want this golf club to sit in behind the driver when the courses get tighter, then you're going to want to do that. But look at this, and I'll do it on the 11.5. You can actually get in here. We talk about launch and spin all the time. We talk about how that impacts our ball flight. Heavy, they keep it easy for you. It says heavy on the 13 gram. It says light on the 1.5 gram. Those of you paying attention, dive down into the comments below. You're going to be moving 11.5 grams. Answer me in the comments below, how much do you think 11.5 grams, what I'm doing here, I'm putting the lightweight in the back, the heavyweight in the front, how much does that move the CG? Can anyone get that answer? I can tell you now that by doing this on a robot and sticking that heavyweight right there in the front, we now drop the apex and we bring the launch down and we change the spin rate by 200 revolutions per minute. I'm going to pop in the 11.5 to demonstrate this one for you. This is going to be a much angrier looking golf club. And by angrier, what I mean is you're going to have less loft now. So this really could be aimed for someone who massively struggles with driver, someone who wants a backup club, someone who's going to go and play off the tips or knows it's going to be tight. You simply get in there into your 11.5. It's still a slightly larger head, but you can still see loft. You can still see that T-bug. Let's get off of the fairway for this one. Nice and smooth with the regular. Like I say, you can custom that if needed. And that's off the fairway. That's just a nice 3-wood pinged out there. Smooth carry at 216. And I'm sure I can pump this up a bit more if needed. .250 on the carry. So about where you'd want that strongish 3-wood to be. Bear in mind, again, this is just regular. If I had slightly stronger, I could go after it a bit harder. But there's plenty of apex on that and there's plenty of run on it. And again, you can use it off the tee if needed, or we could even get this thing out of the rough. So you'd be fitting this always for the 3-wood length golf shaft. That is what I would advise. If you wanted to go longer, you could, but remember then you're gonna have to change swing weight, which means you're gonna have to make these weights do less. And I wouldn't advise that. I'd always try and go for the 3-wood length. That's what it's intended. That's what the guys on tour will use it. And then just try and get your launch and spin numbers perfect. I mean, that's a pretty good flight off a tee, and notice how straight it is. Pitching up by that flag, just running beyond the green, gives me a good number out there on the full swing. And again, try it out the rough if needs be. Compare it to your 3-wood, compare it to your driver. If you're a player that struggles in this area, this is where you want to go. It is a beautiful looking golf club. We haven't even got talking about the head cover yet. It's one of those ones, if you remember back to the BRNR days in the 90s and you pulled the head cover inside out, it would have multi-colours in the head cover. You can do that too with this one. No stone left unturned. It's always a favourite. It's back. It may well sell out again, so don't sleep on it. All the links are in the description below. The new BRNR Mini Driver from Taylormade. Guys, you've hit it out of the park again. It's a good club, especially for those who struggle with driver or are playing beast golf courses, going on trips where you need a long 3-wood. This is for you. Try it out.